What you're watching right now wasn't filmed with a camera. There were no actors, no expensive equipment, and no movie set. Every single scene was created using AI. But here's the crazy part. Instead of generating random clips one by one, this AI actually planned an entire cinematic sequence from a single idea. Today, I'm putting Kling to the test to see if it can actually help creators make professional-looking AI films faster, or if it's just another AI tool making big promises. And I want to show you exactly what this workflow looks like. AI video generation has improved dramatically over the last year. We've gone from awkward animations to videos that can genuinely look cinematic. But if you've used AI video tools before, you've probably run into the same problems I have. You create an amazing first shot, then the second shot changes your character completely. The third shot uses a different camera angle. By the fourth shot, nothing matches anymore. Suddenly, you're spending more time fixing the AI than actually creating. Kling solves this by helping creators build complete stories with consistent characters, smarter camera planning, and higher quality output. So today, I'm going to create a short cinematic film from scratch and see how well Kling handles the entire workflow. For this test, I wanted something simple but cinematic. The idea is straightforward. A lone explorer discovers a mysterious ancient temple hidden inside a futuristic jungle. It's the kind of concept that normally requires multiple scenes, different camera angles, close-ups, wide shots, and smooth transitions. With many AI video generators, I'd have to create each shot individually, hope they look similar, and then edit everything together afterward. This time, I'm letting Kling handle most of that work. The first feature I'm testing is multi-shot narratives, and honestly, this is what immediately separates Kling AI from many other AI video generators. Instead of thinking about one clip at a time, Kling lets you think like a filmmaker. I enter my story idea. Enable multi-shot mode. And instead of generating a single animation, Kling automatically creates a sequence of connected shots. What's even more interesting is that you don't have to leave everything up to the AI. If you want complete creative control, you can switch to custom multi-shot. Now you can define each scene yourself. You choose the number of shots, the duration, camera movement, what's happening in each scene. It's almost like building a storyboard before filming, except the AI generates everything for you. Watching the finished result, the transitions feel much more natural than I expected. Instead of random camera cuts, the sequence actually feels connected. The wide establishing shot naturally leads into a medium shot, then a close-up, then the final reveal. That's exactly what makes a story feel cinematic. One thing that instantly breaks immersion in AI videos is inconsistent characters. The face changes, the hairstyle changes, sometimes the clothing changes between scenes. If you're trying to tell a story, that becomes a huge problem. Kling AI addresses this with subject consistency. Rather than relying on the AI to remember what your character looked like, you can create a reusable subject using photos or reference footage. For my project, I create the explorer once. Then I use that same subject across every scene. Now, whether the camera is close, far away, or looking from a completely different angle, the character remains recognizable. That consistency makes a massive difference. Instead of feeling like separate AI generations, the film starts feeling like one continuous production. For creators making short films, advertisements, or recurring characters for YouTube, this alone could save a huge amount of time. Once the main shots were finished, I wanted to make everything feel more dynamic. Rather than relying on static animations, I experimented with different camera movements and more expressive scenes. The movement feels much more intentional. Characters interact naturally with the environment. The pacing improves. And instead of looking like isolated AI clips, the sequence begins to resemble something you'd actually expect from a cinematic trailer. This is where the storytelling aspect becomes much stronger. You're no longer just creating AI videos, you're directing scenes. Now let's talk about image quality. Resolution matters much more than most people realize. Even if your audience watches on a phone today, having cleaner source footage gives you much more flexibility for editing later. Kling AI introduces native 4K output, meaning videos are generated directly at high resolution instead of relying entirely on post-upscaling. I zoomed into several parts of my finished scene to see how much detail was preserved. Hair, clothing, stone textures, plants, lighting. Everything stayed surprisingly sharp, especially when compared to lower resolution AI generations. For anyone creating commercials, YouTube videos, client work, or cinematic edits, having cleaner source footage makes color grading, cropping, and post-production much easier. After finishing this project, I realized the biggest improvement isn't actually one specific feature, it's the workflow. Normally, I'd move between multiple AI tools, one for generating images, another for creating animation, another for editing, another for keeping characters consistent. With Kling AI, much more of that process happens inside one platform. That means less time managing files, less time fixing inconsistencies, and more time actually creating. As someone who enjoys testing creative AI tools, that's probably the biggest advantage I noticed. So, after creating this short cinematic project, what do I think about Kling AI? I think its biggest strength is helping creators think beyond individual AI clips. The multi-shot narratives feature makes it much easier to turn one idea into a complete cinematic sequence. Subject consistency keeps your characters looking recognizable throughout the project. And native 4K provides cleaner, more production-ready results right from the start. Of course, AI is still a creative tool, not a magic button. You'll always get better results by refining your prompts, experimenting with different ideas, and treating the AI like a creative partner rather than expecting perfection on the first attempt. But if your goal is creating AI short films, cinematic storytelling, product commercials, or professional-looking social media content, Kling AI offers a workflow that feels much closer to real filmmaking than simply generating random clips. If you'd like to check out Kling for yourself, the official link is in the description below. Try building your own cinematic scene and share it in the comments. I want to see what you create. If you want to see more practical AI filmmaking workflows like this, hit subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.